Hello YouTube, it's Aaron Olinger. Today is Thursday, April 30th, 2020. Just want to make a short video today, discuss a few options with you that I think would be a word to the wise. Today I went by Wendy's and it's in my area and they were actually out of regular beef patties. I mean, what chances there of a hamburger place being out of large patties? All they had was the little children's patties left, and they was hoping that they were going to get a meat truck in today, and that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back that made me decide to make this video. Right now, we're looking at 10 of the major suppliers, with Tyson being one of them, and Tyson is actually the number 2 supplier of meat in the United States. 10 major companies have shut down. Now, that by itself would be enough to create a meat shortage. Then you also add to that the fact that farmers right now are having to destroy crops in the fields. Potatoes and stuff aren't being brought in. Milk is being poured into ditches. Eggs are being destroyed. Uh, Vegetables are just going to waste because there's no market for them. It's going to cost more to ship them to areas where they could be purchased than it would be for them to go ahead and market them where they're at. And with there not being a market right now because everybody is shut in, they're having to destroy their crops. And that right there is going to create that in itself. And the fact that they're having to kill some of the animals, which the major mega farms, seeing that they had to lay off their workers due to this virus, they're not able to care for the animals and they're having to destroy them. And those animals aren't making it to the market. That in itself would be enough to create a meat shortage. But you add those two together, and I could just about guarantee there's going to be a meat shortage. And I'm not talking months down the road. I'm talking so many weeks away. And that's what I want to discuss today. Right now, the Federal Reserve, they're your purchaser of last resort in the United States to buy U.S. debt and things. Right now, because of the amount of money that they're putting out there to help fund the stimulus checks and the money that they're giving to the banks to keep them open, that's the only thing that's keeping some of the markets, the stock market, and keeping the banks open right now is the fact that the Fed is pouring all kinds of money in there. If that money suddenly stopped, our markets would collapse at this time. The banks would probably collapse as well. And there you would be thinking that you've got X number of dollars in the bank, but your bank is closed and you're not able to get access to your funds. Right now, FEMA has been advising people since before Christmas of 2019 to start maintaining 4 months worth of money in your home. 4 months that you could be able to pay all your bills with in the event that the banks or the markets, there was a collapse and you had to go with what you got. Now, the government has been providing a little stimulus check, and instead of people throwing it away, they should be investing in things, investing in themselves. I'll give you a couple examples. This is what they call sleeve, and what you see here is silver. 1 ounce silver coins. That right there is the real money, not the paper. Paper is represented by gold and silver. That's what gives the paper the value. Those silver coins right there, that's the real money. Silver is just a little over $15 an ounce right now. If you had extra stimulus money that you could afford to get, to be able to purchase some silver or some gold to hedge against what could be bad financial times ahead. And I do feel that next we're either getting ready to go into a financial period or maybe a period where there won't be much, there'll be something that was going to bring down the power grid. So if you can afford to get silver, I'd advise you to get silver or gold. Right now, gold's probably $1,700, $1,800 an ounce, somewhere in there. That may not be as affordable to you. They do have them in half-ounce coins. They have them in quarter ounce. They even have them in tenth of an ounce. But even a tenth of an ounce will probably run you $400 some. But silver, being that low over $15, $16 an ounce, that's the ideal buy if you're a budget investor like myself. And that would guarantee that you would have some sort of assets in the future. And that, to me, would be a wise use of the stimulus money. If you were caught up on your bills, you didn't have to play catch up there. Instead of going out buying flat screen TVs, purchase you a little silver or gold to hedge against what could be bad economic times ahead. Secondly, going back to the meat issue, I feel the best use there also of some of that stimulus money would be to go out and purchase you as much meat as you can. Fill up your freezers. If you got a little small deep freeze or something, try to fill it up. Because if we get into this meat crunch, and I personally feel we will, because this just-in-time system that we're operating under in the world today, in the world markets, we clearly have seen due to the pandemic that just-in-time doesn't work. The first time that there's a shutdown somewhere, it's going to have a ripple effect. It's going to affect everybody across the board. So if a nation that ships food in here or products to us suddenly cannot ship, or our borders themselves and our ports are closed down, then how are you going to get those products? I mean, if you go right now and you look at your toilet paper, your toothpaste, and you see it's made outside this country, if this pandemic lasts any length of time, those products are going to run short. You're going to have product disruptions. Now, the stores, they'll go to a ration method. They're going to ration you 1 per person, 2 per person, to try to help everybody be able to get a little bit of something. But even when the warehouses that supply them run out, if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to get it. You can have a $1,000 stimulus check in your pocket, all in $100 bills, walk in the store somewhere, and if they don't have it, you can't get it. So whether you got money or not absolutely means nothing. So right now you should be stocking up on things, especially things that are made outside this country. Shoes, clothing, but your prep should be balanced. You shouldn't buy all toilet paper. And I made a post about that here recently. Coronavirus prepper buying all toilet paper, and then your basic prepper having a very well stocked pantry, food, medicines, water, etc. Prep within your budget. But definitely go out right now. Start prepping. Start buying some meat for your freezer. Because if you yourself don't raise animals, then I would suggest you stock your freezer up if you're a meat eater. Start putting as much meat in that freezer as you can. And also you want to put together some seeds to get your seed bank started. I'm going to show you a couple things here that I've done. This is called a seed bank. It's by Humble Seeds. They have about 27 different packets, as you can see, of seeds down in here. The thing's pretty full. What they call a producer pack. They're hermetically sealed. The seeds last for a very long time. It takes a very little room on very little space on your shelf. And you got the means to be able to grow your own produce, which will be invaluable in the years to come. Because as food gets short, as we know from economics, when the prices are, I'm going to basically say when demand goes up and the supply is low, prices begin to increase. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see increases in meat, probably see increases in produce. Your workaround is if you're able to grow your own. Now, if you don't want to go with maybe a whole seed bank purchase, and those will run you between $36 and probably $45, then just do what I did. Also go out and just get you a little photo album. The ones with the elongated pockets are the best. Let me turn sideways here so you can see this. Now what you do, in the pockets that you put photos in, you put packets of seeds. And you can see how this really adds up. You know, just every time you go to the store, just pick you up a pack or 2 of seeds. Hopefully you can get out there and get some, because right now there's starting to be a seed shortage as well. And you don't want to get caught up in that. So if you can get out there and get your seeds ahead of time, right now I would say it's going to be very advisable. But don't don't expect not to find higher prices on seeds, and don't expect to be able to find very much selection if you haven't already started. You're getting started right now. It's a late start, but it's better than no start at all. So I would say go ahead and get out there, get what you can, start planning to grow you some seeds or plants inside your home or outside. You can get any kind of containers all the way down to buckets. And you would find that very valuable just to be able to have plants that you can grow indoors or having plants that you can grow outside for like a small garden. It will sure save you a lot of money and will also be a great benefit to save you money on your budget as well. But go ahead and get your seed bank started. Make plans to get you some containers, maybe a few bags of soil. Start your plants off indoors and start get yourself going. And then you can also buy, if you got 5-gallon buckets, buy you a bag of seed potatoes, because you can actually grow potatoes inside 5-gallon buckets. Or you can get larger containers. You can also get you some onion sets, or buy you some bigger packets of like bean seeds, or these here are sugar snap peas. But go ahead and start making plans, because this is an investment in your future. Everyone has a powerful need to have to be able to eat on a daily basis. And you don't want to be in a position where you're having to starve and you're looking at other people thriving out here just because they saw what was coming and they were able to prepare for it. Now, personally, again, I do feel that there's going to be some food shortages. If not, there'll be food interruptions, and you're going to have the means to be able to raise your own food and stuff to get through that time period. And if we don't have food interruptions, I do feel that springboarding off of this pandemic, there's probably going to be, again, something financial that can impact you, which your gold and silver is going to be ideal for hedging against it. And you'll hear people say, well, you can't eat the gold, you can't eat the silver. Well, I can tell you what, at the end of the Great Depression, the people that had gold and silver was able to buy stocks, buy land, buy different things for pennies on the dollar, because they was in the right place at the right time. They had positioned themselves to be in the right place at the right time. So when you hear people say that, don't pay them no never mind. And if it's not going to be financial, then it could be something to do with the power. There could be power disruptions. There's constantly people trying to attack our grid with cyber attacks. Our enemies are building EMP weapons to bring down our grid. If you got at least $350, go over to Sam's Club or Costco, get you a 3,000 volt generator. They have what they call a dual fuel generator. I think it's by Champion. It'll run off of propane or gasoline. Go ahead and get you one of those. Because if the power grid goes down, you don't want all that meat that you stocked up to spoil that's in your freezers. You'll be able to fire that generator up, keep your microwaves, stove, different things, television running, game systems for your children. Those things go a long ways to keep a morale up in the home. And just having that power is going to make a world of difference to you. You don't have to run it the whole day, but you can run it long enough to keep your food from spoiling and be able to enjoy being able to eat a meal, a hot meal or something. So consider getting a generator if you can. Like I said, we're only talking $350 investment, so that'd be $350 of your $1,200 check. That would be something that invests in your future, because we all know that the infrastructure in this country is old. The wires, the gas lines, everything have aged. Any little storm comes along with any sort of wind seems to bring down the power grid, especially in your area. So if you want to have power, get your generator. If you want to be able to eat, stock your freezer up with meat. Get your seed bank started. Start growing you some food indoors in containers, or go outside and start your small garden. And if you want to have money in your home in the event that the power grid goes down or the banks begin to fail, keep some money at your house. That's the workaround there. As long as you got that money in your home, if the bank shut down, you have access to cash you'll be able to make it until hopefully the situation's over with. So that's all I have to say today. I hope this information helps someone out there. So you guys have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.